Probably turns you into a cannibal. I have no idea.
Into a cannibal.
The devil always thinks on himself.
I'd like to thank all of the people in this industry who have respected my choices and who have not been afraid of the power and the dignity that entitled me to.
There's several different levels, the devil worshiping, horse and sex, human sacrifices, cannibalism, candles and exorcism, animals having sex with them, camels, mammals and rabbits. Different levels, the devil worshiping, horse and sex, human sacrifices, cannibalism, candles and exorcism, animals having sex with them, camels, mammals and rabbits, animals having sex with them, animals having sex with them, camels, mammals and rabbits.
Well, I was kind of a Disney kid. I'd done a lot of Disney movies at that point, with, you know, lots of animals, lions and camels and things like that, pigs.
I know you're excited already. It's September, and we're still a month away, but you're very excited about Halloween, aren't you?
My favorite holiday.
Yeah, and how come?
Because I get to dress up and get candy.
A Black Sabbath is a witch's Sabbath. It comes 8 times a year. Halloween is Shayham. It's more or less their big party day. Now, if they're in the human sacrifice, they also do human sacrifice at the time. But it's a big time to have an orgy and a big drug party and this type of thing because everybody wiped out.
Lots of kind of big secret lesbian parties when nobody was out, right? So it would be like Melissa Etheridge would throw a party and KD would be there and I would be there and Ellen would be there. But you know who would sometimes be there was Sarah Gilbert. And I was totally flipped out because she was like 19 at the time.
Right.
And I would say to Ellen, it's illegal, get her out of here. Right. Not that there was like naked women and sex toys everywhere.
Do you know where Harry is right now? Fighting someone,
hey,
perhaps?
Come to think of it, I don't. No. No, he's. We didn't go through.
Burning some cannibalistic Icelandic rituals.
That's right. Oh my gosh.
I see you. I see you at the market.
I run into you at the market. That's where I see you.
Market, occasionally, every once in a while. I see you. I see you at the market.
I run into you at the market. That's where I see you.
Market, occasionally, every once in a while. I see you. I see you at the market.
I run into you at the market. That's where I see you.
Market, occasionally, every once in a while.
I'll leave you with a quote you should all know by now. Feel free to chime in. I'll say it twice. It's by Eminem. You better lose yourself in the music the moment you own it. You better never let it go. One shot, do not miss your chance to blow. This opportunity comes once in a lifetime.
This opportunity comes once in a lifetime. The soul's escaping through this hole that is gaping. This world is mine for the taking. Make me king as we move toward a new world order.
You better lose yourself in the music the moment you own it. You better never let it go. One shot, do not miss your chance to blow. This opportunity comes once in a lifetime. Class of 2006, congratulations and welcome.
Make me king as we move toward a new world order.
And the Oscar experience when you won, please.
You just think, my name, my name, my name, my name. And then they say your name, and then it's bingo. And you go, and there's a prize. And, you know, you're not thinking about some deserving performance. You're really, it's just basic, it's just primal greed.
Make me king as we move toward a new world order.
I suppose it could have been a woodland creature, but beavers are a particularly good one. I mean, they build things and they destroy things, and that is a real theme in the film.
Yeah,
building and destroying, and how we need to blow things up in some ways in order to change. How we need to blow things up in some ways in order to change.
Many people call it the Great Conspiracy, which is kind of true, but actually the Illuminati is about 1,000 conspiracies all running at one time. Therefore, a lot of them backfire. Its belief is that Lucifer can bring peace to the world, and they're going to conspire and conspire and conspire till they have a world government. Sometimes I wonder why they could be so dumb that they're doing exactly what is going to lead to their destruction. But then that's usually how the devil is. He keeps everything in darkness.
Make me king as we move toward a new world order.
You're not on television or in the movies because you're good. You're there because you paid a price. You must bear the scar of initiation. Must be an initiated witch.
When you're in the first and second level, you have to learn over 2,000 words that said by anybody else means something totally different than when you say them. What we call witch language.
No, I developed the movie, I produced the film, I'd hired the writers, I'd helped develop the language.
And they call me, and Ellen May, listen, Ellen May, going to tie in the wind. Tie in the wind, tie in the wind. If ever they don't go, Ellen May, tie in the wind.
I will say that Nell, for me, is the best performance I've ever given, and it doesn't mean that the movie is that great or that the performance is that great. It's just that I'd never gone there, and I'd never felt that. For some reason, I got to the set and said, why am I doing this movie? And finally, I realized that I knew everything I needed to know inside of me. And I realized that what I had to do was drink a cup of coffee and wait till somebody said action, and just be. And it was an amazing revelation that I didn't have to work at it, that it was all there.
As they do these things, they break down all the barriers holding the devil back. And just literally, they become a human chalice. They fill up with demons.
The ever-reliable Roger Ebert
Yes?
calls your performance spellbinding. Do you just wait until they say action and then Meg reappears each day?
Yes. Nell, I think, is the best performance I've given.
Yeah.
And, thank you.
Because you just had to be so free and...
Yeah, just it's a whole thing I had to learn about myself in order to play it, and I live in the real world where it's unsafe to be like Nell, and I just never had the opportunity or the privilege to really experience the world that way. So it was a big one for me.
They brainwash you from very early childhood that the Christian is the most evil being or creature in the universe. That he wants nothing more than to take the everyday witch out and shoot them, burn them, hang them, whatever he can do. And that they are the most hateful beings that ever existed.
Yeah, that's how I am when I go home every night, like Nell.
Yeah. Little tay in the way.
Yeah. I actually did that.
We hear that. I've heard that.
Did you see that I did that on the show?
I did. No, I live not too far from you, so yeah. Occasionally I walk by and I'm like, oh, that's just not.
When you're in the first and second level, you have to learn over 2,000 words that said by anybody else means something totally different than when you say them. What we call witch language.
Tay in a wheel! Tay in a wheel! Tay in a wheel!
Has this caused you to reassess or change your attitudes about a supreme being or life on other planets?
I've always believed that there ultimately will be scientific answers for all the great mysteries of our universe. We just don't have that science, and we may never have it. We may never understand that. But that doesn't make it any less mystical, and it doesn't make it any less beautiful. That science and the questions of science are as wondrous as anything any theologian has ever come up with.
I had an experience. I was given something wonderful, something that changed me forever. A vision of the universe that tells us how tiny and insignificant and how rare and precious we all are, that none of us are alone.
You take this shit and literally you are transported into another fucking dimension. There's fucking complex geometric patterns moving in synchronous order through the air all around you in three-dimensional space, and it's like they're arteries, except there's not blood pumping through them. There's fucking lights, pulsating lights with no boundaries, and you can't really understand it.
I felt raped mentally, but in the best way ever when I came back from that. Like someone just saw through me and sees me for this really insignificant like style of creature, you know, really like mundane and really easy to solve and figure out. Like it just exposed me and exposed me to infinite wisdom that was impossible to grasp, but it did it all in some sort of a language. You know, when they teach you about the spirit world and your ancestors and that everyone's around you all the time, always and forever, they just move in and out of different frequencies. When you smoke DMT and you've communicated in another dimension with beings that are made out of love and understanding, and they're super knowledgeable, they know everything about life and everything about you.
Get the little spooky picture. There are a fallen angel, an unclean spirit.
I wish that everyone, if even for one moment, could feel that awe and humility.
The Earth is about 4.5 billion years old. One day, quite by accident, a molecule arose which was able to make crude copies of itself, using as building blocks the other molecules in the soup. That life evolved over the ages is clear. We've evolved only recently. Evolution is a fact, not a theory. It really happened. The secrets of evolution are time and death. Time for the slow accumulation of favorable mutations, and death to make room for new species.
Well, okay, what I really like about it is, and I think this is will be true in the future, is that, you know, the more money you have and the more privilege that you have, the more integrated with computers you become. So human beings become integrated with computers, and if you're a well-bred, well-educated billionaire, chances are you have as many, you know, computer parts as you do organic parts, and they become one. Awesome.
See, the same story that the devil used in the garden for Adam and Eve, I'm going to make you a god. He can't even make himself a god. How's he going to make you a god? Remember what was going to make him a god? Knowledge.
I think she's all those things, but I think she's not. I mean, evil is such a big word. I get her point.
She's doing her job.
I get her point of view. I mean, you know, she wants things to go back to the way that they used to be when it was beautiful. And now, you know, the world that she's even living in is increasingly becoming infected with this sort of disease of despair that is returning. And she'd like to keep it safe.
Elysium's all about paradise, happiness, so it's your job to keep it that way, right?
That's right. Yeah, it's my job to protect, you know, to protect this dream that they had in the world.
Make me king as we move toward a new world order.
This is a melting pot of different philosophies and religions. We really don't feel that they can coexist.
Do you sometimes feel like on a small, fun scale to seek revenge sometimes on some people or things, like saying, oh, that person, I can't believe that happened?
Not me. I don't kind of carry that stuff around, I must say.
When we do a destruction ritual, first of all, it's for the purpose of eliminating these pent-up hostilities that you've bottled up inside of yourself.
Right. What is a destruction ritual?
Well, we believe in vengeance. We don't believe in turning the other cheek. You keep turning the other cheek and you run out of cheeks.